Okay, good morning. This is a test. I'm really testing to see how much I can. So I'm going to log in. So before I log in, I will just put in my username and password. Once the username and password is entered, you will be taken to your home page. This is my home page. I'm going to give you a little tour of this website. The home page, as you can see, has various pieces of content that I put on it. Yesterday I created an ebook, 6 reasons to drink fine wine, and some links here. What I would say is the three fundamental parts of this website to really get your head around, to understand what it's all about, is that it is firstly, it's a social network, so it's very similar to a Facebook type website where you log in, you create an account, or you sign up, you create an account by filling in a form, send an email. The system sends you an email, you validate the email, you can then log in with your credentials, username and password. And so if I log out, just to give you an idea, the button on the home page brings down a form, requires you to put in an email, a password and a username. Once you do that, you press the sign up button here, and it will then say fill out all the form data. But once you've created all the form data, it will then create an account for you. You could also just click the sign up button to get the same form. And once you do have a validated email and password, you then just simply sign in using your email and password here. So I will put my credentials in. Like so. And I'm now logged in. So you can see I'm logged into my home page now. On my home page, I wanted to let me just make the screen mobile size, just so you get an idea what this will look like on a mobile phone. If you are on a mobile device, you will see something that more resembles this. It's got a little button at the top, it brings out the menu, and you can see here it has various different options. The key panel for navigating the whole OnMyBubble.com website is really here on the left. There are 3 panels. There's the left, center and right panel. But firstly here, you'll know you're on the right page because it'll have a photograph of yourself. If you have created an account, by hovering over the image here, it will allow you to, brings up a little menu to allow you to upload a new photograph if you want to change or add a new photo image. Just a little bit on these symbols. Underneath your profile name, you will notice, let me increase the size of the screen, but under your profile name you will notice some star status badges. Essentially, you earn badges depending on your status. So if you have more use of the system, more posts, more blogs, more articles, more views, more messages, more products, more downloads, etc., you start to earn credits for that. You start to earn badges for that, and those badges can amount to, they may not at the moment, but they may in the future amount to credits for spending on various items. Could be time on games, it could be various things that you will be able to trade in those credits for. So as I said, the panel on the left is made up of 6 components. and we'll go through each. The first one is the profile component. So you can see here, again, let me just show you that on a mobile view, what that would look like. The profile, it's very easy to use this app on a mobile phone, by the way. So it says here 29,637 views, and it says little things like possibly information about when you've joined, when you've checked in last, many profile views, posts, notifications, and badges you have earned. So a little bit about the user. Underneath you have, that's my profile. My friends. My friends is a section for listing your contacts or your followers. It displays a number, perhaps 12 to 15 followers, but you could have 100 followers, but still it would just display 12 to 15 in this particular section. And I'll tell you how you can navigate to a specific friend if they happen to turn up here and you want to just click on their profile. If you click on an image, it takes you to their profile, to their page, as it were, and you can see if you're on somebody's page, you can click back to find their contacts as well. So if I come back, I can see I can find my own face, and I can click back to my own page here. That's pretty straightforward, I think. You can add friends. If somebody is not a friend, an existing friend with you, you can add them as a friend, or by requesting, you can press the request friend button. If they accept your friend request, you would they would be added to your list, so you would be both now connected to and following each other as such. So it's not like you can have follow some and more can follow you. It works in equal status. If they follow you and you follow them, you're both added as one follower or one connection. A little icon will appear to say that you have a friend request or a message notification, or a private message notification on the menu. So you are notified of friend requests. This little message bubble here will notify you if you have any messages. It animates, it blinks, it opens its eyes, and let me just show you how what that might look like. If I'm going to quickly log out and log back in to an account that shows animations. Okay, so I'm logged in to a friend's account, which is you can have more than one account on here. There's not really that much point, but at the moment you can. So if you have a pseudonym or a nom de plume, if you want to write or produce content under a different name than your own name, as long as you've signed up with a valid email, that's okay to do that. As long as it's not deliberately deceptive per se, that's not a problem. So I wanted to show you on this particular account how the icons work. So you can see here there's a friend request icon, there is a notifications icon blinking away, and there is also the private message icon, and I'll talk a little bit about them in a while. So let me just log out that account, and I'm going to log back in. Okay, so connections, articles. So let's bring it up to the full screen. Again, I said there were 3 panels. You can see the panel on the left here that we're going through at the moment. I'll talk a little more about the panel on the right and what these buttons do in a while, and then obviously you have a central content panel, which you can see there's content appearing in that. But I'll talk to that in a moment. So articles. On the article section, so you've got three core functions of the system, or three core modules. You've got the blogging system, the store system or the e-commerce system, and the social networking system, and they all work seamlessly together as one system. But so for example, if I want to create an account, add some products to my account, and then promote them using article marketing or video marketing, we can do that. The blogging system on OnMyBubble includes videos, images, and content. So you have three media formats included in the blogging system, and those articles that you create can of course then be used across all other social media platforms that you prefer. So you can market on Facebook, on Twitter, on Pinterest, on Tumblr. You can link the media that you create to any social media or to any number of social media platforms of your choice. So for example, if you are a gamer and you've created some gaming type content, you might want to link that to a channel that promotes gaming, such as Twitch or some other social media channels. So here we it ranks the top the 5 top performing articles. But if you click on any article, it takes you to the article, but it also then takes you to your individual blog page. So you can see on this page I have 56 articles, and all of my articles, so not just the top 5, right down to the least performing articles, are listed. So there you can see on the right hand column the list of my articles. So this one has 20 views, and then they go right up to the very top to the most popular 1415 views, this article. So this one is a gaming article, the other one was more of a business article, had less views. I created an article yesterday to promote the ebook that I added to my web store yesterday. So you can see on the left there's some content there about that particular ebook, but let me see if I can find the actual article and click on that, which might be useful just to have a look at how that's linked in. So let me just find it if I can. Okay. So before I do that, let me just show you. So for example, here we have an image. Here we have a video embedded in the article. So you can see here, this was me playing a game of Snake. Snake is an application which is available on my store, or on one of the stores I own. And this is some comment about that. But I wanted to find the article I created yesterday. So yes, here it is. 6 reasons to drink fine wine, and they're mostly health reasons, in fact. So here you can see the article. It's now got 85 views here, and it's got a little bit about the article is here on the left, so the content is on the left. I'm not sure if you can see that very well, if it's picking up very well in the recording, but you can see that's the article. And at the top I have an image which has a headline, and we also have a video here. When you create an article using OnMyBubble, the article will in fact have, or the form for creating the article includes SEO type questions such as header, such as footer, such as keywords, such as search words. It also lets you add video tags, so the code from YouTube to add a video. So if you can add any code for any video to your article, but you might want to actually create your own video for a specific article and link it to it. So here I've done exactly that. It may not be the best YouTube video in the world. It can reduce your risk of dementia. The OnMyBubble.com ebook series. It is intended as a general information guide and based on publicly available information and educational materials. So you can see there the video is playing. It is intended to be incorporated as part of a general healthy lifestyle and in no way constitutes specific medical advice. And that improves your search engine optimization as well. So let me just switch that video off for a second. And also you can click that to see that video on YouTube if you want to. But if I scroll down, and you can see there are various tags and headings that you can add to that content. And I will go through creating an article in more detail on a different video perhaps. So you can see here on the left you've got the content of the article, on the right you've got the menu, and at the end of it you have a link or a button which actually links your article to a related product. And this is the key here. So if somebody reads this article, which will be picked up by the internet using search engine optimization, if somebody searches for one of the keywords here, perhaps they will search for the health benefits of drinking wine as it relates to dementia, perhaps, and that might then appear because all of these articles are indexed in Google, or most of them will be indexed in Google. The article can be picked up across 50 countries, 150 cities globally. Depending on what people search for, they could find the article. And if they find the article, it's possible then the article could drive them to your product page. So what you'll see at the end of the article, you'll see a couple of things. Firstly, you'll notice there's an advertisement, there's an AdSense advertisement here. So an individual who uses OnMyBubble.com as a social media platform in its own right can have AdSense linked to their articles. So you can see here my article is actually showing an AdSense ad, and this one isn't a particularly great AdSense ad because it doesn't have anything to do with wine, but in most cases AdSense is very clever, and Google AdSense tends to identify the nature of your content, and it tends to provide you with a relevant advert. But these adverts can be dynamically linked to your content, as can your products. So I'm going to just click on the product page. Of course, you cannot click on your own AdSense ads because to do so breaches the policy rules of Google. But here we're now on the store page, and the first thing you'll notice is the add to cart button, which is a massive green OMB designed button, and you've also got a link from the product page back to my store page. So all of these things are linked. So if you think of OMB as a mall, a shopping mall, you can go in and out of stores, you can go in and out of products, you can go in and out of articles, but they're all linked together in some form of logical way, hopefully. So just to give you an idea, if I wanted to purchase this product, I would add it to my cart. But before I do that, I might want to read some of the details. This is an electronic download. Make sure you are signed up and logged into your home page. From there you are able to press the downloads button to download the ebook. What that means is if somebody makes a purchase of a product from this website, before they can, once they've added it to the cart, the payment processing is done via PayPal, so it's very secure and it's very simple. Most people have a PayPal account. You could also pay with debit or credit cards, and also you can just sign up for a PayPal account there and then if you didn't already have one. So it's very easy to make a purchase using the online store system. I will go through how that works at a later stage, but for now, just to know that anyone who has an account has the ability to add products to a store. This is the store button here. So for example, if I want to visit this particular store, I can click and you can see it takes me to my store. You can see my followers, who by definition endorse me and my store. If you follow someone, you're endorsing what they do, so you get some credits from those people up top. And you can see here's a list of products. There are multiple ways to use your store. You don't just have to sell products. You might want to use it as a money transfer system. A quick word on that. For example, here, It's You Around. This is a simple request for funds into your store from somebody else. So if somebody clicks on here, they won't actually receive a product if they were to buy this year-round product. What they would actually be doing is sending money through the store, but they wouldn't necessarily receive anything in return other than a thank you card. And I'm going to go through what thank you cards, what launch pads, and what digital downloads are. The store fundamentally allows for digital downloads. If someone is sending you money, so for example, if my daughter requests money at Easter to go and buy an Easter egg, or for her birthday to buy a present of her choice, she can put up a request for money. So it isn't a product, it is simply a request for a money transfer. And her family, who live in countries like France and Ireland and various different locations, could simply go onto her page, look at her products listed in the store, see a request for money, and make a quick payment. So it's very easy for a grandmother to send $10 to a child in a different country using the store system. So there are creative ways to use it as opposed to simply just selling of products, whether they be physical or not. And the store can be used to sell any products, digital products, gaming products, money transfer products, or physical products. But I'll go through the mechanics of that at a later stage. So let's just go back to this particular product we're looking at. Before I do that, let me just show you. I'm going to show you how that works. I won't go through the transaction, but I will add it to my cart just so you can see that that actually adds to the cart, and it has a PayPal checkout button here. It allows you to either check out with PayPal or go back. I will do a separate video on the mechanics of the store later. It's very, very simple. It takes less than 2 minutes to make a purchase. Conversely, a sale and PayPal send emails out to both the buyer and the seller. OMB also sends emails out to let you know that you've received or that you have a transaction. Once somebody makes a purchase, the system will credit their account with the product, and I'm going to give you a little look at how that works now. So assuming I had made this purchase, it would now the product would now be listed in my downloads section. So we get a digital ticket, which essentially it allows us to open up or redirects us to our digital product, whether that be a game or whether that be an ebook or some other receipt of some type. So let me just go back here and let's just come down a bit and show you what's on the store page. The store page has links back to the store. It has links to add to the cart, and the third link is really a link to the related article. And if I just click that so you can see, that takes me back to the original article we were looking at. And if I come down again, you'll see that it links back to the product page, and that then links back to the store page. And if so, for example, if somebody finds you through the marketplace, if you look in the menu, there is a marketplace. It may well be that you are found via the marketplace rather than directly through other your article or through your video on YouTube. But if you're found via the marketplace, the marketplace will take somebody to your product, but then it by looking at the product page, you can visit the person's store, and we have a link then from the store which actually then takes you back to the person's social media page. So here I am back on the page. I've explored how articles leads you through to content such as videos, images, and writing, and then possibly drives you to a store page. So that's a nice little segue into the store page. So there's also a button on your profile page. It's the fourth block down, again links to the store. So if I click that, it equally takes me back to the store, which we have just had a little look at. So I can go back from the store. I can just click back to the home page again. Okay. I won't go into too much detail here, but for example, we have groups. So you can create a group. I mentioned messaging. I mentioned that you can send out a message such as "Hi all." That's just a general status post. You can see that's gone out there. That status post can have media linked to it. So the status post below you can see has an ebook linked to it, but I'll talk more about how we link images and videos in a later video. But you can see there I've made a status post. Anybody who follows me will now have a blinking notification to say if they've received a status post. There's also two other types of messaging. There's private messaging and group messaging. So if you have joined a group or created a group, you will be able to group. So if I have a group with 5 people and I send out a message to the group, 5 people only receive the message. It doesn't go to my entire following network. It just goes to the people who are members of the group. I think that's probably all you really need to know about groups at this stage. Private messaging, again, is an important function. If I want to send a private message to somebody, I simply have to click on their page, and a new form appears on the top of their page, which won't appear on your own page, which allows you to send a private message. Simply put a title in here, like so. Oops, sorry. Hi, Mom. How did you like the e-book? Okay, so that's a sent private message. And if you come to your own page and click on your private message button, you will actually be taken to your private message inbox, where you can review your private messages if you so desire. And we'll talk more to private messaging at a later stage. And then finally there's the galleries, and the galleries are important for a couple of reasons. Firstly, by adding galleries to your page, people can look at the images, but the images can be uploaded and then linked to articles. So images that are uploaded and linked to articles carry more weight from an SEO perspective than images that are not uploaded. So you can link an article, you can link an image, excuse me, from anywhere on the internet to your article, because when you create an article, you're actually creating, when you add an image to your article, you're not uploading an image. What you're actually doing is you're simply adding the URL of the image. But if you add a URL to an image that you have uploaded, that then creates a stronger connection between the two, or I believe it does from SEO perspective, from an SEO perspective. Okay, so we've gone through what's on the left hand side here. If we just scroll down a little bit further, you can see every time you log in to your home page or your profile page, in the left hand side it will create a random image from your galleries, and that sometimes is nice to see a random image coming up like so. Let's see if there's more than 2 random images created. Yes, there are. Okay, good. So beneath the random image on the left, you have the OMB categories. They're not just blog categories, they are in fact the same as the marketplace categories. We currently have 44 categories which correspond to the top 44 Google searched items, or broadly speaking they do. They're listed here on your home page in order of popularity. So they are ranked, so you can see the music category has more hits to it, therefore it ranks higher than, say, beauty, cars, fashion, money or business. But this, let's just take a little look at this so you can understand how this works. If you click on a category on your left, it actually takes you to the blog or a blog page which has articles. So similar to the article we've just looked over, here's an article I wrote about Magnus Walker, who's like a Porsche 911 guru and has an amazing story. If you haven't familiarized yourself with Magnus Walker and his Porsche Urban Outlaw story, I suggest you have a look at that on YouTube or on OnMyBubble if you prefer, because it is actually quite inspiring and amazing. So let's just come down and have a little look at this blog system. When you link to a blog or an article, you'll see that all articles appear. Firstly, there's a section at the top here which shows the top 3 articles, and it shows the ranking. And the importance of this is like a little mini advert on a page. So if somebody is looking at an article by somebody else, but your article happens to be in this top 3, you're essentially giving yourself free advertising. So and you can promote your articles. You can see exactly where you need, or how much you would need to promote your articles for them to rank. So any article here with more than 155 views would knock this dinky racing car article that I'm looking at off the page. So if I just click on dinky racing car, dinky racing cars, these are the cars that were made in the 1950s, children's toys, and they are amazing little cars to play with. So you can see the image there on the left is a dinky car, which was actually we put it on on a fence, and we added a little bit of Photoshop work to it, or GIMP work to it, just to make it look interesting. But you can see that now has a new hit, so it's gone from 155 to 156, and beneath the top 3 you've got the top 10 listed. If there are 50 articles, you will only find the top 10 get listed in the links section. If an article isn't in the top 10, it isn't ranked on the page, so the owner of that article has to do a bit more promoting to get it highlighted on the top 10 list. Of course, the article will still appear on the author's page on their individual blog. So an author with an individual blog looking to promote their article should indeed look at the main blog category to see what or how the other articles in the same category by other authors are performing, and then try to promote their article so that they can actually achieve a ranking status, either top 3 or top 10 ranking status, and that will help to boost the article. Okay, so let me just come back to the home page. I've explained how the articles are working and ranking. These are just some links, by the way, to the blog. We can see there on the home page the image from my dinky car article has appeared. So all the way down to the articles on the left hand side, you might want to see just how some of the content looks if it's inside the page. Got to love you, got to love you, yeah, got to love you, got to love you, got to love you, got to love. Okay, so that was a little piece of content about a video, an embedded video, and you can see here you can add images and embed YouTube videos in messages as well, but we'll talk more to that at a later stage. Once we get to the end of the blogging category section. Really, that's the end of the left section. We're then into the center section, which is messaging, private messaging, status messaging. So for example, here we have a form appears on your home page which lets you send out a message to all of your followers. But if I click on a particular followers page, of course I can send a private message to that follower, but I can also send a direct message to their wall. So I can say, "Hi, how are you?" And that message simply appears on that individual's wall. It does not appear on my wall. So if I come back to my home page, I'm still showing "Hi all," not "How are you," which was sent to a follower. If I want to see messages coming in from my fans or my followers, there's a button here on the right hand column called Newsfeed. So here I am on the Newsfeed page, and the Newsfeed shows me messages from my followers specifically. So you can see they're coming in here. So you can reply directly to your newsfeed if you wish. So let me come back to the home page. The recording is not as fast as the internet. So in fact, I see images on the browser, I see content on the browser faster than I do on the recording. I am using OBS Studio, which is the Open Broadcasting Studio suite for creating this video. If anybody is interested in that, that's what I'm using to create this video, OBS Studio, which is it is a great piece of kit, and it is open source. So I would suggest, if you want to create some videos, give it a go, see if you like it. If there's anything better than that you think I should use, perhaps you should send me a message and let me know. So content, messages, private messages, group messages, direct to person messages in the center column. We can view notifications here. This blinks takes us to a notifications page to take you directly to the notification. So if somebody makes a comment on one of your posts, for example, that will appear as a notification, which allows you to see who has responded. Somebody likes it and they make some comments about a particular piece of content or a message. You can then it takes you directly to the message. Okay, what else do we have? On the right hand column, and I can go through to all of these things in more detail at some future stage, but for now, this button here lets you create, is the article creation page. The article creation page requires a substantial piece of work to it. But this button here is for members to create articles, for bloggers to create articles. The newsfeed page we've just talked on. The purchases page is an interesting one. We've got statistics and dashboard, which essentially lets you run your business. So your dashboard will be the business tool that lets you see the number, your income, your sales, your costs, your profitability, everything to do with your business will be on your dashboard. This is a key performance indicator dashboard, and we're building this out, but it will be a very sophisticated piece of software that lets you monitor the performance of your business. If you essentially are buying and selling, you're doing it as a business, so you want to have whatever the business purpose or the purpose you're using the website for, whether it's running a business, whether it's running a charity, whether it's just running some very simple things. If there's any transactions involved at all, they will appear in the dashboard. The dashboard will be a key tool for monitoring the analytics and transactions associated with your account. It's very much in its infancy at the moment, but I will show you how the analytics work at a slightly later stage. But it is a useful piece of software we're having developed. Adverts is to do with advertising. Remember, you might just be an advertiser and not actually be necessarily a buyer or a seller. You might be advertising some products. So OMB uses, or OMB advertisers put adverts on the system to help them promote their businesses, which may be completely unrelated to OMB, offline businesses. They may not necessarily be running operations on OMB, but if you did run an operation on OMB, you could equally take out an advert on any page. So let's say, for example, I'm running a clothing business and I'm trying to sell some, let's say I'm trying to sell some t-shirts that have images on them, I don't know. And let's say I want to promote my store on some of the high performing articles. So an article that has 10,000 views and is on the let's say on the fashion page, if I take out an article, I can purchase a display advert, or I can sponsor a link, which would then drive traffic back to my store or my articles. So there's lots of ways advertising works on the system, but we'll talk more to that later. Somebody makes a purchase, they will receive a button. So yesterday I purchased this PDF. I also sold it because it's my own PDF, but if you purchase it, it will appear on the downloads page and you can simply download the document. So I've just downloaded the PDF from the website, and you can see here. Now, if you do this on an iPhone or an iPad, you can open your document up in Books. So for example, Books would give you a horizontal scrolling capability. It also means that you would not necessarily need to be connected and have to download this product several times. Once you've downloaded it and you choose to store it in an app on your device, such as Books or iBooks, that makes perfect sense, and it's certainly my preferred option to do that. On this PDF, you can embed links, of course, in digital products to drive people from the digital product back to your store page. So if somebody wants to click a link on a book that they purchased, it could drive them back to the store page. Okay, I think that's it for now. I think we've gone through enough for now. So thank you for watching. Hopefully this has given you some insights to the OMB platform, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to build, how it may or may not work for you. I don't know, but certainly check it out. The key thing to do is to visit the website, fill in the form, create an account, upload your avatar on your profile page, possibly join with a friend so you can make a friend and send messages to each other. If you don't have a friend to send messages to, feel free to add me as a friend and send a message to me if you like. You can also send messages via email. You can learn a little bit more about the commercial opportunities by looking at the tabs down here below for advertising or bloggers or for merchants. And if you wanted to send a message, we do have a contact form here which lets you pop your message in. So even if you don't have an account, or if you're struggling with opening your account, you can put in your name, email, and type in a message. Okay, and the message will send an email to OMB.